Good morning. It is a pleasure to participate in this panel on the crucial issue of the impact of inequalities in inclusive and sustainable societies in the post-pandemic era. I'm glad to be joined by such distinguished panelists. The triple downfall of the pandemic is that the world is unequal in exposure, unequal in response, and unequal in recovery. Although more data and further analysis are still needed, it is widely accepted that global inequalities have grown during the pandemic. Inequalities did not cause the current crisis, but it certainly exacerbated it. So in proposing solutions for sustainable recovery, we must examine how inequality is likely to make it harder to reach our post-COVID goals, and that requires an in-depth analysis of the multidimensional nature of these phenomena. The work of UNESCO in relation to inequality prioritizes the most vulnerable social groups and those at greater risk, including women, youth, girls, persons with disability, migrants, and indigenous populations, for which inequality aggravated during the pandemic. We need a people-centered approach. Avoiding that recent setbacks become the new normal requires that we recognize the shortcomings of our analytical frameworks that we used to inform policy decisions before COVID and that focus too much on cost-benefit analysis and efficiency objectives, and treated equality and sustainability as secondary goals. It's not that we're going to throw away efficiency, but we need to bring all the elements together to make better decisions. And if we want to deliver on the Sustainable Development Goals, we need multidimensional, transdisciplinary, and silo-breaking rethinking. We need to re-engineering the way we conduct business in the government and in the private sector. I'm pleased to inform you that the social and human science sector of UNESCO, we're currently upgrading our programs with the aim to advancing policy frameworks that integrate ex-ante, equity, and sustainability considerations. Our goal is to contribute to the global debate on inequality by producing comprehensive frameworks to understand the drivers and mechanisms that will help us to reduce inequalities and really to advance towards an inclusive, resilient, and cohesive societies. Our societies are breaking apart, so we really need to bring with these solutions to ensure that everybody is taken into account when developing these solutions. The fight against inequalities, therefore, needs a multi-stakeholder approach. And in UNESCO, we are committed to strengthen the function of the organization as a laboratory of ideas. We have several programs that we can use for this purpose. We have the UNESCO Management of Social Transformation Program. We have the UNESCO Inclusive Policy Lab that have thousands of analysts and researchers participating to find joint solutions. We have the Futures Literacy Labs. And we have also, and I'm proud to say it, the UNESCO International Coalition of Inclusive and Sustainable Cities, with majors and people working on the ground on localities to bring solutions to people. Through these platforms, we are fostering exchanges that combines academic excellence, policymaking relevance, and diversity of point of views and solutions arising from civil society, from the academics, from policymakers, from our institutions. And we are making today an open invitation to participate in this event, to join us in these activities. Dear colleagues, despite having to work under unforeseen conditions, collective learning and solidarity in the midst of the crisis were promising indicators of our capabilities to broaden our perspectives and to help us find practical solutions in an unprecedented era of uncertainty. The imagination and the new forms of social solidarity that emerged during the crisis presents an opportunity that cannot be missed. We cannot stand blind when so much suffering is happening around the world. We all have the responsibility to do something about it and also to look after those that are in deep needs and that do not belong to the lucky few. Let's join forces for this purpose. Let's bring together our contributions to this endeavor and count on UNESCO to make this happen.